Hello, hello, and good morning. Welcome to Push Positive, my live broadcast. Let me take off my glasses here. We're doing this one-handed today. There we go. Hopefully you can see me, hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to Push Positive, my live broadcast every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for being here or for tuning in after the fact and watching it live on our page. I really want to talk to you today about your future self and getting your future self on track. Thanks for all the love and the hearts. All right, so getting your future self on track is something that might sound a little strange because we are here in the now and not in the future, but I want you to think about where you want to be in the future. Thanks for all the emoticons. All right, so where do you want to be in the future and how do you get there? And one of the coolest ways that I work with my clients is to have them write a letter to their future self. So I want to make sure that you understand what that means and that you don't think, this is some woo-woo crazy thing. It's actually really important because what happens is it's like sending a message in a bottle, and you'll come back to it later and you'll really learn a lot about yourself. But not only that, you'll be attracting what you want for yourself the whole way through until you open that letter. So I want you to open the letter and say, "Dear blah, blah, blah," your name. Thank you for all the love. And I want you to start off by cultivating gratitude. I want you to think about what you currently have in your life that you are really grateful for. What is exciting you? What makes you feel love or passion for things that have come into your life or that you've attracted into your life, things that you're working on, projects that you really want. Maybe it's something financial, maybe it's something spiritual or physical. Maybe you're trying to lose a lot of weight, or maybe you're trying to build your income. Maybe you're trying to find that perfect partner in your life. Whatever you're trying to attract into your life, or anything that you currently have, or anything that could get you closer to what you want, I want you to open up about that. Be grateful. You have to be really detailed in your future letter to yourself. I want you to recognize how you currently think. Like, what are the details, that whole thought process that goes through how you come about a decision, or how you know what you want and how you're trying to get there. Be really detailed in your thought pattern, because when you look back on that, it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. And I want you to be really sincere and thoughtful. It's okay to feel your emotions here. No one else is going to read this but you. So it's really important for you to talk about your goals and your aspirations and things that you really want to achieve in your lifetime. And make sure that that becomes a reality by putting it in writing. So when you just think about these things, you're like, that's not for me, or I could never do that, or I'm not good enough. You're really rejecting these possibilities for yourself, when instead you could be grateful for what you have, working towards what you want to achieve, and opening up about things that you could have. And there's no reason why you don't deserve to have everything you want just like everyone else. So putting it down in paper can really turn it into a reality for you. It could help you think about these things more frequently and really attract what you're looking for. Sorry, there's wind here. So I want you to make sure that you're being really detailed, really sincere, very thoughtful, and talk about what you currently have and what you wish to attract into your life. Talk about your biggest regrets. Talk about the learning experiences that you received from situations that have maybe not gone exactly the way you wanted them to go. Or talk about your favorite books, your favorite movies, what excites you, things that you really can connect with. Because when you look back at this letter, you're going to learn a lot about your future self and a lot about your past self, and you're going to see all that growth that you've created in between the writing and the reading of this letter. So write a letter to yourself from a year from now. You can start small. As you get better at this, you can even do 5 years from now. But if you're going through a life transition right now, writing a letter to your future self is really helpful. It can help you come up with the decisions of maybe you're at a fork in the road and you're not really sure where to turn. So just writing it out can really help. So I would say, dear Melissa, I am so grateful for my 2 boys. They're 8 and 9 years old. This is the only time I get to say they're 8 and 9 because in 3 months I'll have a 10 and 8-year-old. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to parent my kids. I am so grateful for my growing and thriving life coaching and health coaching business. I am so grateful for the book that I was able to produce and write and author and this past year, and the second book that just came out. So Push Positive and my vision journal, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the meaningful and deep relationships, that I have in my life. Shh. Kokus is joining us again. Like every Push Positive, she wants to be heard. I'm grateful for all these things. I'll talk about some of the mistakes that I've done in my business or in my life or in my finances. We'll talk about all of the experiences that I've grown through and learned. And then I will also speak about what I crave for in the future, what I want to achieve, the goals that I've set for myself. I have really big goals, and I want to talk about those things as well. This will solidify what I'm trying to work towards. And when I read this in a year, hopefully I will have been working towards these things, and I can read it back and be like, yep, checked that off. Yep, checked that off. Yep, checked that off. Or see things that I didn't actually get to do. Or maybe even read about things that I thought I wanted for myself and totally forgot about. And that could reignite some interest and inspiration. So write a letter to your future self and seal it up and come back to it. Set an alarm on your phone, on your calendar, to remind you, or on your Outlook on your computer, whatever, to remind you a year from now to reread this letter. You could type it up, although I do feel handwriting it is more personable and it really gets your mind thinking. My mind wanders when I handwrite letters, because while you're handwriting the letter, it takes longer than just typing, usually for most of us. And so your mind wanders and your thoughts wander, and it becomes like you've invested in the letter because it takes longer. Sometimes you have a lot to say. You could write the letter over the course of a few days, and this way you've really put your heart and soul into this letter. It has more meaning, it carries more weight and more value. And when you go back to read this letter a year from now, you'll be surprised what you learn about yourself, that you've really, really changed in so many ways, and that you've really, really stayed the same in so many other ways. Because, you know, inherently you are yourself, and you have your personality and your thought pattern that's going to guide you, but all of these experiences that we've had in our life molds us and changes us. So you'll be growing and expanding and getting better at things, but your mindset or the way you come about reaching goals may be a little bit different, or maybe you've come up with a whole new way of thinking and it's really helped you. So you'll learn a lot about yourself just from writing this future letter to yourself, and it's personal, it's private, it's between you and yourself. You don't need to share it with anybody. Hide it, tuck it away if you want, under your pillow, under your bed, in a drawer. And in the calendar, when you write down to go back and read it, write down where you hit it. And good luck with that. I've done that a few times in my life, and it's been really helpful. I guide all of my clients to write a future letter to themselves. It's also a really big deal in the yoga community. It's something that's part of your spiritual practice, and it's something that I highly recommend you do. So if you haven't done it yet, please try it out. If you have done it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear how it went for you. Hold on a sec. So please share that too. That stuff is valuable for me to hear, to let me know how things are helping you, what I can do better to improve how I connect with you guys. Or maybe it's been really helpful for you, and someone else who can read below the feed will find value in what you have to offer. So what you have to offer is very valuable. What I have to offer is very valuable. So share it below and let me know your thoughts. I do want to invite you to my new webinar. I have a new launch. I'm really excited to offer this to you guys. So please go check out my website at mycoachmelissa.com/webinar, and you could register for my next webinar up there, mycoachmelissa.com/webinar. Also, if you have not yet grabbed Push Positive, that's my my first book. You can grab that at mycoachmeliss.com/book. And I have written a second book. It's called My Vision Journal. It's an awesome supplemental journal because it really matches what's listed, what I discuss and talk about in Push Positive. But this is a hands-on experience, My Vision Journal, and it's worth every penny to get your life back on track. So you can check that out at mycoachmeliss.com/myvisionjournal. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week at Push Positive for my live broadcast Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Share this with your friends and have a great day. Bye.